has taken over. Let's go. It's Ferrall. Coast to coast. Steaks, chicks, stacks. You and I are going to make a lot of money. It's Ferrall, coast to coast. It's always great to have Coach James Young on Coast to Coast, our hoops analyst extraordinaire on SportsGrid. You can catch Betting Above the Rim, Pro Basketball Today. I can't keep track of all of it. All I know is that last night, I said earlier today, that was the best game I've seen all year in the NBA. In fact, I thought both games were the two best games I've seen all year of any game whatsoever. The end of both of those games was fantastic. But as you know, I care so much about the Knicks that I was losing my mind. I mean, I was lit. Chop and I were watching, and I was cussing so much. I mean, the dog was scared. My wife was telling me to shut up. The whole deal. It all was happening. There was people yelling at me, dogs barking at me, Chop and I high-fiving, going crazy. Wasn't that game awesome?
Yeah, for a team that everyone had their eulogy and their burial before the season started, saying, "Oh, Boston in 4, Boston in 5." Folks, simply put, the Knicks stole that game, and they didn't even play well. Everybody's sitting there talking about the threes that Boston missed. Yes, they missed a ton of threes, but the Knicks also shot 55% from the foul line with Mitchell Robinson going 3 for 10. Yeah, Karl Anthony Towns was in foul trouble, who did end up with 14 points, but some of those came in the fourth quarter. Yeah, Mikal Bridges, before he hit that three in the corner pocket, was 2 of 12 from the floor. The Knicks didn't play well either. But you know what they did? They played tough. And the problem I have with Boston is they play pretty boy ball. This is the playoffs, son. It ain't about pretty boy ball. It's about winning games. The tougher teams sometimes will prevail. And I think Boston got 3-point happy because this, I almost said, a curse word. Thank goodness I stopped myself. This whole thing of analytics and the NBA of no pull-up jumpers and 3 are key. Do people understand how easy it is to guard you now if you can't make a 3? You run them off the line, you meet them at the rim. This is the problem with the Celtics. They shot, folks, think about this. They shot 60 out of 97 shots from 3. Think about that for a second. And they went stretches, folks, where they didn't even get the ball inside the 3-point line, Ferrall, on the dribble. Not even like a dribble drive kick. It was straight threes. Boston should be embarrassed by themselves by how they played, and they just woke up the Knicks, and the Knicks didn't play well. Folks, we're going to have ourselves a series in this one.
So what do they do about Mitchell Robinson, the Knicks?
Honestly, if he's not giving him minutes, I think if he's not hitting free throws, I'm going to say something a little bit different. I'd give Precious a little bit of run. I would play Precious Achiuwa a little bit because of the fact of his ability to knock down free throws. The problem is he is so good, Mitchell Robinson, defending the rim, right? So when you funnel guys to the lane, you got Mitchell Robinson there. He's a great rebounder. You got to give to get. And I think at that point, you just stick with him. But it'll be interesting to see what happens with Porzingis, with whatever illness this is, because I think it becomes easier to play Mitch if you don't have Porzingis. Because Horford goes to the 5, you bring Cornette in the game, that allows Mitchell Robinson to play a little bit more minutes. You need him, Ferrall, on that ball screen coverage because he plays that drop coverage, switch coverage as good as any big man in the league.
What is this Femi illness? I'm all for it. He didn't score, and he left the game. He never came back. What is wrong with this dude? He's soft as a pillow.
Good. I'm a Knicks fan. Don't play him. Play him next year. Let it because
what is it?
It was some autoimmune, something that he had during the season, and he missed weeks during that. I mean, it was so crazy because he played the first half. He wasn't really effective, right? He comes out for the second half, comes out to warm-ups, and then he's gone. And Like no one knew what's going on. And that's part of the reason why Boston ran out of gas is because you can't play Al Horford 35 minutes a night. Like everybody talks about the importance of all these guys. Porzingis in the front court allows everyone to slot into their spots, right?
Yeah.
You can play Porzingis. You can play Porzingis, obviously, with Horford. You can play Horford as a backup. Now that if you don't have Porzingis, now Horford's got to play 37 minutes a night, and now you got to rely on Luke Cornett to give you major minutes.
If I hold White and Holiday to 19 and 16, I feel like I've done a great job because this guy White is a pain in the ass and he scores more than 19. He knocks down way more shots. He knocks down way more than he still hit 5 threes, but I mean he's capable of hitting 9 or 10 of them.
All right, Ferrall, but at the end of the day, this guy is Chop Suey Senior. I mean, I think Chop Suey took. Chop Suey has taken. I mean, I think Chop took more than two pointers during the season. We may have to talk about that.
No, she didn't.
Okay, probably not. Okay, but Ferrall, you got to admit, like 16 threes out of 18 attempts. Like at some point, you got to do something different. Like try something different. And that's the shocking thing is. Well, yeah, I mean, I agree. I'm a Knicks fan. Screw him is right. But as a coach, I'm sitting there watching the game saying, like, they're going to let the Knicks back in the game. They're going to let the Knicks back in the game. And then here's the thing you have to understand. When you get into the fourth quarter and you're a big favorite, you tighten up because they're not supposed to be there. And then just like Denver, the Knicks have the best closer. All the Knicks did, ball screen switch, guess where they went at? Al Horford. They kept getting switches until they got Horford, and then they got to work. That's another reason why they missed Porzingis, because his ability to guard the perimeter a lot better than Al.
Horford was terrible. I thought Anunoby and Bridges D on Tatum and Brown was exceptional.
I'll tell you right now, and Josh Hart too. You know what they call them now? Wingstop. Well, Wingstop was open at a TD Bank Garden, and they were serving all kind of wings: hot wings, pepper wings, barbecue wings, Thai chili wings.
What about the Shaq wings for your boy Jalen Green for his Shacky performance for the Rockets? He got a wing deal, doesn't he? They should take that wing deal.
Yeah, they take a wing deal. I'll tell you right now, Jalen Green may be packing his bags. And that's an interesting thing, Ferrall, because I want people to understand this. I think you could look at trading Jalen Green. You could get something in return. I think, listen, you may think I'm crazy. I package him and Jabari, and I try and go get another guy to play the wing as a 3, because Durant, or, ready? People think I'm crazy. If I'm Steve Ballmer, I trade Kawhi. I trade Kawhi because
I love this.
I can't.
Oh, wait. Inter scored.
Are we talking?
We're in
football?
extra time. Inter Milan and Barcelona in the Champions League semi. Extra time. Inter scored. They're in Italy. They're going crazy for 3. So continue on. Excuse me.
Yeah, so I think I look at the clause possibly a destination. The Clippers need to start over. They got to sell Kawhi high. This is the point where you sell off Kawhi, because I can't bank him at being healthy. But you put Kawhi next to Amen Thompson, Alperen Sengun.
You think Kawhi wants to play with Harden anymore?
I wouldn't want to play with Harden. Let me tell you something. Hey, listen, if there's one guy I know that's really good in game 7s, in elimination games, it's Scotty Ferrall, not James Harden.
We'll talk about the Nuggets when we come back.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
Cosmo was supposed to fight Ciaran Clark, but he had to pull off injury. You get the call. You get to go in there. What was it like for you when you got that call, jumping in there and be part of this bantamweight tournament on short notice?
Terrifying, man. 2 weeks notice against a stud, but I've been preparing my whole life for it, and I couldn't say no to the opportunity, and saw what happened. I came in there and kind of shocked the world. Not kind of, I did.
Only on SportsGrid.
Malaysia Fawali, who you guys know I am a huge fan, has decided to switch allegiances and stay in league. And now she's going to go play for Kim Mulkey. Her, Flau'jae Johnson in the backcourt. It's going to be interesting to watch. You wonder sometimes with roster construction, maybe too much is not too good.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
We know your other brother Marv did the Knicks forever, but you've done just about every team in the league. You did games. Yeah. You did Dr. J games.
But after 45 years in this crazy business, people kept telling me, you got to write a book. So I did, and here it is.
Ferrall, Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching!
Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this one? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
So, Coach, I got to ask you, last night the Nuggets stole that game in Oak City, but the reality is what they did was, and I haven't talked about that today. I talked to my guy Kaz, the play-by-play voice of the Nuggets, about Gordon's great shot and, Brody getting him the ball and how great the Joker is. But the reality is the whole game, all I heard about on the broadcast is how the Thunder have the best defense in the league. They just shut everybody down. They're just undeniably the best defensive team in the league. Too bad Denver shut them down to 30 and 29 in the third and fourth. I mean, they literally shut them off. They outscored them in both. I think it was 35 and 36 to 30 and 29. It was the defense that won them that game last night. Nothing else.
It was the defense, and then the simple fact that Ferrall, they couldn't stop the Joker. It was really a failure of epic proportions by OKC. All right. The defense was subpar. The fact that they just let the Joker get to whatever spot they want, never thought about bringing a double team, never thought about getting the ball out of his hands, never thought about anything, letting anybody else beat them. And then you get to the last minute. How in God's green earth do you foul with the Joker on the sideline so they can check back into the game? They had no timeouts. They were done. And then the best part, and you are basketball players. Like, we know this. The common person doesn't understand this. Do you know how insanely stupid you have to be defensively to give up a fast break winning on a free throw? Like, it was a clear breakout. It was a clear breakout. And you know the rule, Ferrall. But what did they tell us when we were young, right? You got to get below the ball. Get below the ball. Three guys were worried about their men in half court, and Brody went it and pitched it. And the crazy part is, I'm looking at Aaron Gordon like, drive it. No. What are you doing? Okay, good shot. Because he had the lane for a layup.
He could have dunked it.
He could have went and dunked it. So to me, what a failure of epic proportions by Mark Daigneault and Oklahoma City Thunder. And listen, that's another series. The best player on the floor is not on the better team. It's Nikola Jokic. they better find something different to do. I'd rather have Joker say, you know what, I'm going to let you I'll rather you try and get 15 assists than you get 40 points. I got to let someone else beat me, in which obviously Denver did that in game number one.
I said earlier that I think Shea's unbelievable. I think he's amazing, but I still think Jokic's a better player.
Yeah, he's a better player. And Hartenstein and Chet Holmgren look like they saw the damn boogeyman when Joker starts playing, people start freaking out. And you saw those two look like, what's that song by Mobb Deep? Shook Ones? You ain't a crook, son. You're just a shook one. Both of them were shook last night as Joker was getting busy, particularly in the second half.
All right, so tonight we have game 2 at the Rocket with the Pacers up 1. And I got to tell you, with Mobley and with Hunter and with Garland and the injuries that they have, I cannot fathom they're getting 8. And they can play with the Cavs even if they're playing. I don't understand this at all. I think they might steal another one.
They actually have a chance to steal another one, but my best bet in regards to plays in this matchup is I'm taking the Pacers team total over 110.5. Why? Over 8 of the last 9 games, 5 out of 6 versus Cleveland. And if you think they play fast now, if they're missing 2 to 3 guys, and I'm Rick Carlisle, and I know I'm deeper than you, I'm going to run. Give me the Pacers team total over 110.5. Next, if I think they're going over, I got to find a guy. Let's go to the bench. TJ McConnell. We love this guy. Over 6.5 points. Over 11 out of the last 15. 6 out of 8. This guy will get up and down.
He had 7 the other night. Why did they sit him down? Why did they not play him in the second half?
Because they could just, you know what the thing with Carlisle is? He just rolls out guys. He just rolls out guys and he finds combinations that work.
Isn't that Cat a big part of it? He plays a lot more than that.
Yes, he does play a lot part of that. And I think he can get 7 points in the first half easy. I ain't worried about him. I think he's going to be able to get it. Now, who's got to step up now is Jared Allen, right? Jared Allen, double-double. If you don't have Mobley, even if you have Mobley, Mobley's compromised. See that number is at minus 160? That thing has moved about 50 cents in the last couple hours. Like, people know that probably means you're probably not getting Mobley back. If you're finding close to 150, you want to take a little bit more juice, minus 160 Jared Allen to get a double-double tonight. He's needed.
So the line went to 7.5 already tonight before this game. Who do you like in terms of, I know those are your best bets, fair enough. Who do you like in this game, legit, straight up, with the 7.5, 8? I got it at 8. And then who do you like in the Golden State, Minnesota game? And it's 6.5 and 10.5 at the Target in Minneapolis against, I think, a team that's just flat out way better than them. I mean, way better. I think they're deeper and better and more talented than the Warriors. To me, the Warriors are still a 3-headed monster, frankly. And I think for me, the T-Wolves are 8-9 deep.
Yeah, so really quick, I think that the Cavs will steal it close. So I would be willing to take the points with Indiana, but I would not be shocked if they won it if all those guys are out. Let's head out west, where I like the Timberwolves minus 7 points. I want people to understand and explain this to me because I need someone to understand it to me. The Warriors have the same issues that the Lakers had, and the Lakers were better than Golden State. And you think that this was going to be a series? Timberwolves minus 7 points. I also think this thing goes 5 games. It ain't getting much worse than that. Draymond Green over 4.5 assists, over 2 straight 3 to 5 versus Timberwolves. He has to be the distributor because I think they flood Curry, especially with Jaden McDaniels guarding him. And then the pride of Asbury Park. The best thing to come out of Asbury since Bruce Springsteen, Nasty Nas Reed, over 10.5 points, over 9 out of the last 16 games. 3 out of 5 versus Golden State. Other 2 games got the 9 and 10. If they go small, they go Nas. Nas gets busy over 10.5 points.
Great games tonight, and we're back at it again tomorrow. Coach, great stuff. Enjoy the games tonight. Thanks for coming on Coast to Coast.
knows how to show love to our everyday heroes. So if you're a first responder, you are in for some perks. Lots of hotels and casino offer big discounts to any first responders who can show valid work or volunteer ID. So treat yourself to a discounted stay. You deserve it. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
Second game of doubleheader. We don't know exactly who's going to be in the lineup, and maybe you get an extended game number 1, which means tired bullpens and closers used up, which aren't available for game number 2, and maybe finding some extra shots here. But I do think the pitching matchup more susceptible, Tom, to runs here.
This is part of what we look at. Like I said, I don't expect both teams to win. So we have a pitcher who may not be sustainable at 28.6, but he's playing well right now.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
If you're going to trade Durant, right, it means things are getting weird anyway. Teams are going to, before they go for Durant, they're going to go for Devin Booker. That's just the reality of it.
You get rid of Durant, or do you do the crazy one? Because you're so far out of the West, do you get rid of Booker? Because D-Book will bring you far more in a return.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that rim. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple 15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
I mean, this game is insane. It really is. This Inter Barca game in this semi in extra time. They're in the 107th minute. They'll play to what is it? 120, right? So
120. 120.
It is just every single touch of the ball and pass and shot is just utter stress. I mean, I've never seen anything like this. Is as good as the World Cup final. That's how good it is. I mean, this game is, it may be like one of the best soccer games I've ever seen in my life. 2-0, 2-2, 3-2 Barca, 3-3 with like a minute left in extra time. And then they score in the extra time, Inter, and they're up 4-3. And now they're hanging on by a thread for their lives. It's absolute chaos. And just think tomorrow, PSG, they win 1-0 at Arsenal in London. So they're at home in Paris with an aggregate of 1-0, and you know that game's going to be good as well. And Arsenal has to throw the kitchen sink at them. It's going to be good stuff. So your Islanders, they got the ping pong balls all squared away. They got the number 1 pick. My question to you is, though, are they going to take the kid from Long Island, Higgins, because is there anyone that's that valuable as the number 1 pick? It's not like Bedard. It's not like
right.
Celebrini. There's no star player.
Yeah, it's a great thing that the Islanders jumped up from 10th to 1st. They only had a 3.5% chance of winning the lottery, and the balls ended up going their way, and they got it. You know, you don't want to complain about that. The unfortunate
They've
part
always
of it
loved
is
balls, the Islanders.
They have. This isn't the year where you have, like you say, this is not a year where there's I wish there was, but there's no Connor McDavid, Austin Matthews, Connor Bedard. There's no doubt about it. Franchise changing right out the gate player that is there to be taken at 1. But there are 3 guys who are right now, 3 or 4 guys who are in the running to be this top pick. And James Higgins, who's a Long Island kid, grew up an Islander fan. He is one of those guys who goes to Boston College. So he's going to be in the mix. This Matthew Schaefer, who's a defenseman from Canada, and Michael Misa, and I watched some clips because suddenly, in the last 18 hours, now I'm interested in who the top pick in the NHL draft is going to be. This Misa, I watched a lot of his stuff playing in the OHL, and he was.
Who do you want? You want the kid from Long Island to come home and play for the Islanders? I mean, that's a nice story and everything.
It's a nice story, and if it turns out that he's the absolute best player to pick, then I'll be in for it. But I am not just tied to whatever the nicest story is. I'm tied to who's going to be the most impactful player.
Right.
And I know one thing. I watched this kid Misa run around and do what he does out on the ice.
Sounds like you want him.
And I haven't seen a guy wear an Islander jersey that could do stuff like Barzal could do that stuff, but he's extremely talented offensively. I'm sure there's holes in his game, or else he'd be the number one, no doubt about it, guy. But defensemen are important too. And Schaefer,
where does Misa play in the O?
Now you're getting me a little bit too far. Let's see where he plays for. Misa plays for who's the Spirits, I guess. Whoever the Spirits are in the OHL. Here we go. Saginaw. He plays for Saginaw.
What could be worse
in the OHL? Yes.
Saginaw, Michigan. Talk about hell.
The Schaefer kid plays in the O also, the defense, and he kind of looks like just from watching 4.5 minutes of video of him, again only for the first time in the last day, he looks like a McCarr type. He's a really skilled offensive defenseman who can move the puck. They've got themselves a few weeks to figure it out and hopefully get themselves a game-changing player at the top of the draft. Speaking of Celebrini, who was the top pick last year, he's a finalist for the Calder. There's the draft order, by the way. New York moved all the way up. Utah actually moved up to 4 as well. They were supposed to be at the back end, and they moved up too. So San Jose and Chicago had the 2 worst records. They'll pick 2nd and 3rd in the draft coming up. Celebrini's a finalist for the Calder. He's going to win it. Marc-Andre Fleury, I told you yesterday, is joining Canada because he got home and the kids were driving him nuts. So Fleury said, that's enough. I'm going to go play more hockey.
Why not?
Knows how to show love to our everyday heroes. So if you're a first responder, you are in for some perks. Lots of hotels and casino offer big discounts to any first responders who can show valid work or volunteer ID. So treat yourself to a discounted stay. You deserve it. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
Second game of doubleheader. We don't know exactly who's going to be in the lineup, and maybe you get an extended game number 1, which means tired bullpens and closers used up, which aren't available for game number 2, and maybe finding some extra shots here. But I do think the pitching matchup more susceptible, Tom, to runs here.
This is part of what we look at. Like I said, I don't expect both teams to win. So we have a pitcher who may not be sustainable at 28.6, but he's playing well right now.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
If you're going to trade Durant, right, it means things are getting weird anyway. Teams are going to, before they go for Durant, they're going to go for Devin Booker. That's just the reality of it.
You get rid of Durant, or do you do the crazy one? Because you're so far out of the West, do you get rid of Booker? Because D-Book will bring you far more in a return.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that rim. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple 15.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
that whiz kid on Barca, that blonde-haired kid with the colored hair, man, can that kid blast. He just had a rocket, and the goalie got a finger on it and made the save. It was going in, and he made the most brilliant save you ever seen in your life. That kid is sick with the blonde hair. I mean, to tell you that he's their best player on the whole team without Lewandowski out there. They got 5 minutes to go. Inter's still up 4-3. All right, baseball.
Yeah, let's get through all this because we have a lot of games tonight that we have to tackle. The Padres beat the Yankees last night 4-3. The Yankees had a 3-0 lead in this game, but let's just say it. Devin Williams is, go ahead, he's horrible. I mean, the guy is just horrible. Devin Williams. Horrible. The Padres have the best team ERA in baseball now, 2.75, and they're going to get Jackson Merrill back tonight, too, who's been on the IL for the last few weeks. But let me ask you this real fast. Did you see when Tatis got thrown out of the game? That Schilt, the manager for the Padres, it was a good manager ejection. He went ballistic on the guy. He probably was already mad. Why are you making us play in this awful rain the entire night? But he took the glasses off, threw them to the side. He got in this guy's face. Go check out Schilt last night after Tatis was thrown out in the eighth inning.
I just saw him steal the game.
It was, and it sparked them because that's when they got all the hits. Right after Tatis was ejected is when the Padres started rounding the bases. Garrett Cole had an internal brace put in his right elbow as part of his Tommy.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
I'll see you next year. I'm not a doctor.
Bionic? He's got this thing in there permanently.
I'm not a doctor. I don't know what putting an internal brace in your elbow actually does. The Dodgers beat the Marlins 7-4. Ohtani hit a moonshot for his 9th. Freddie Freeman had his 350th homer of his career. The bad news for them is Teoscar Hernandez left the game with left hamstring tightness, and I just saw he'll now be gone for a while. He's on the IL. They placed him on the IL today, so no more Teoscar Hernandez for at least 10 days. For LA, Braves beat the Reds 4-0. Did you see the kid break his arm crashing into the wall? That was awful. 4th game in the majors, that Tyler Callahan, and he breaks his arm going into the corner. Just hopefully he gets better. Tough stuff there. Royals beat the White Sox 3-0. They've won 12 of their last 14 games. On fire. The Brewers beat the Astros 5-1. What a shame. Even more of a shame. The Astros have to put Yordan Alvarez on the IL with right hand inflammation. He has sucked this year. So that's probably also part of why he had to go on the IL. He's been horrible. Cubs beat the Giants 9-2. Cubs are a bit of a wagon right now in the NL Central. Cards beat the Pirates 6-3. The Mets beat the Diamondbacks 5-4. I got to at least play this one, Luke. Can you at least give me Pete Alonso here? Because we rang the bell with him, and I'm not sure it's landed yet on SNY.
Olympic Stadium and the Dome.
Pete hits one out of sight to left field. Forget that. That is way out of here. Pete Alonso strikes for his 9th home run of the year. A 2-run shot to put the Mets in front 2-1.
Polar Bear, the owner never wanted to sign him.
Right. And meanwhile, he's not just, remember, he was just known as a slugger. Have you seen some of these other numbers that he's put up this year? He's hitting 346. He got a 677 slugging. He's got more walks than strikeouts. He used to strike out all the time. He's become a really good hitter. Not just a power source. You can say that as well. The Mets put the wink man on the IL oblique. That's a 6 to 8 weeker when you get that oblique injury. Not a good scene for him. The A's beat the Mariners 7-6 in 11 innings. For the second time this season, Jacob Wilson, yes, in the 11th inning. I'm going to this one too, Luke. NBC Sports California for the A's in Sacramento.
0-2 pitch back up the middle, a base hit. Wilson does it again. The savior in Sacramento. Chaos in the capital city, and the A's win 7-6.
Capital City.
Will he walk off?
Are you kidding me? In West Sacramento, they're now 20 wins. They mean business.
You could still get the A's if you want to have some fun. You can still get the A's at over 4 bills to make the playoffs, plus 420 to make the playoffs. Remember, 6 teams make the playoffs now.
Why not? Give me.
Root for the A's all summer to see if they could pull it off. Elsewhere, we gave you that. How about the best and the worst? Our weekly look in Major League Baseball. The teams the best and the worst against the money line so far. On the best side of things, here it is. I have it for you now. The Padres, 8.7 units.
Whoa.
Cubs plus 5.4. Guardians, Tigers, Giants. The Rockies are minus 18.9. The Buccos minus 11.1. Orioles, White Sox, Twins. The worst
God,
teams
the Pirates are so
on the money
awful.
line so far this year. You just
it's hard
can't
for me to make fun of any other team besides my own.
Pirates they're a tough team, but they have Skeens going tonight, so they have that going for them.
That doesn't matter either anymore.
Riley Green of the Tigers and Kyle Stowers of the Marlins were named the Players of the Week for their respective leagues.
Very exciting.
We talked about Stowers yesterday. He's been outstanding. The Rangers fired their hitting coach on Sunday after that loss to Seattle, and then hired Brett Boone.
Jesus,
as
the whole
their new
family
hitting coach.
is in
Does that come with a little gas on the side? Does he bring the gas with him? Because Brett Boone was a gasser. Who had that year? What did he hit? Like 55 homers that year, Brett?
I mean, bless him. Him and
of
Brady
the leg.
Anderson, great Americans.
And Miggy Cabrera will be on the coaching staff for Venezuela at the World Baseball Classic.
Everyone loves Miggy.
So, everybody does love Miggy.
It's down to like 30 seconds here, Carver High. It's over. Inter is going to be in the Champions League final. There is literally 10 seconds left. They're going to blow the whistle. They gave them 2 minutes extra time. It's over. They have the ball. They're going to blow the whistle. And I mean to tell you, they are going to party tonight. It's literally like 11:30 there. They're going to party till the sun comes up in Milan, Italy tonight. It is over.
It's going to take them a while to get him out of the San Siro. They're just going to be,
over.
like you said.
It's over. Inter wins.
Wow.
It's a boy dance party. It's a boy dance party. It's a boy dance party.
You know, really seconds,
party.
minutes away from going home. And now I changed my mind. The Inter Milan fans can book their trip to Munich. The Munich tickets are still good. You can go to Munich for that Champions League final. You're allowed there now, which is
Carver High. I really have. I've seen it all. What a game! That was the best thing I've ever seen. Maybe the best thing I've ever seen.
Saturday, May 31st is the final, by the way. Saturday, May 31st in Munich. So Inter Milan will be there, and we'll find out tomorrow if PSG or Arsenal will be joining them there in Munich. Who will it be?
Yeah.
Congratulations to the Inter Milan fans. All right, we have a lot of baseball tonight. Look at the Guardians, by the way. They were down 6-2 coming into the seventh inning. They have now tied the game at 6. In fact, they've just taken the lead. 7-6 Cleveland in the top of the seventh.
Because I'm seeing 6-5, and they blew that?
They just got a hit, and 2 runs just scored. So 2-run single right there.
I'm on Milan time.
You're on that Milan time still. All right, we have lots of games tonight. I might even just sneak one in here before we even go to break because I have so many. I want to make sure I get them in. The Dodgers and the Marlins in Miami. Tony Gonsolin and our pal Cal Quantrill. Minus 250 for the Dodgers at a 9.5.
I'm not getting off of the Dodgers. I mean, they win every night. I line them, I make money.
And let me tell you, the Dodger guys, they destroy Quantrill. They beat him up last week in L.A. It could get real ugly tonight for them.
Oh, and it will.
Vegas knows how to show love to our everyday heroes. So if you're a first responder, you are in for some perks. Lots of hotels and casino offer big discounts to any first responders who can show valid work or volunteer ID. So treat yourself to a discounted stay. You deserve it. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
Second game of doubleheader. We don't know exactly who's going to be in the lineup, and maybe you get an extended game number one, which means tired bullpens and closers used up, which aren't available for game number two, and maybe finding some extra shots here. But I do think the pitching matchup more susceptible, Tom, to runs here.
This is part of what we look at. Like I said, I don't expect both teams to win. So we have a pitcher who may not be sustainable at 28.6, but he's playing well right now.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
If you're going to trade Durant, right, it means things are getting weird anyway. Teams are going to, before they go for Durant, they're going to go for Devin Booker. That's just the reality of it.
You get rid of Durant, or do you do the crazy one? Because you're so far out of the West, do you get rid of Booker? Because D-Book will bring you far more in a return.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that rim. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple 15.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
So 8-6 guards going to the bottom of the seventh in D.C. They'll play another game tonight under the lights in our nation's capital. And we're looking at all the rest of the baseball games tonight. We hit all but 2 games last night. Every game but 2. So we're cashing baseball tickets. Friday night, 12-3. Last Friday night, 12-3 documented. Boom, baby. That's what we call boom, baby.
There you go. Texas will be in Boston against the Red Sox to open a series at Fenway. Nasty Nate Eovaldi and Lucas Giolito. Rangers small favorite minus 115, 8.5.
I like Nasty Nate tonight at Fenway, even in the rain.
Padres and Yankees again in the Bronx. Michael King, of course, who the Yankees traded in the Juan Soto deal to San Diego, returns to the Bronx. Clark Schmidt will go for the Yankees. I have got right now Yankees minus 125, plus 105 for the Friars, and a 7.5.
Michael, who would be king, again, another Friar win tonight in the boogie down. He's been great, and I don't trust Schmitty burgers as far as you can spit.
Schmidt stinks. The Phillies are in Tampa at Steinbrenner Field against the Rays tonight. Zach Wheeler and Drew Rasmussen. Phillies minus $130 and a 7.5.
Yeah, I'll take the Phillies at that price at Steinbrenner.
Braves and the Reds again in Atlanta. Andrew Abbott and Chris Sale. Sale pitched great in Colorado last time out and lost. Minus 215 for him, plus 180 for the Reds and an 8.5.
Yeah, I'll run line Bake Sale at minus 105 with the Bravos. They're looking better to me, especially when he pitches.
The Guardians and the Nats will play the second game of that doubleheader in D.C. It'll be Ben Lively and the Lord, Brad Lord. The Lord be with you here, going in game 2. Minus 120 for Cleveland, 8.5 the total.
I will never bet against the Lord.
Can't do it. Orioles go to Minnesota. Cade Povich tonight. He's been roughed up. Pablo Lopez goes for Minnesota. They're minus 175. 8.5 the total.
I'll take Lopez over Maury Povich.
White Sox and the Royals. We told you the Royals have won 12 of their last 14 games, and they'll have Seth Lugo tonight against Sean. No, I did not play goalie in the NHL. Burke. Royals minus 255. 8.5 the total.
I'll take thick Lugs and the Royals, the way they've been winning on the run line at -1.25.
Brewers and the Astros again in Milwaukee. Hayden Wesneski against Chad Patrick. -125 for the Brewers, +105 for the Stros, and a 7.5.
So I think the Stros will even up the series tonight with your boy Wesneski. Give me the Astros tonight, and it'll be 1-1.
Giants and the Cubs again at Wrigley. Justin Verlander and Colin Rea. -155 for the Cubs, 8.5 the total.
I always bet on diarrhea.
Pirates are still in St. Louis against the Cardinals. It is a Paul Skeens night for the Pirates, which means they're a small favorite in St. Louis, -115. Matthew Liberatore for the Cardinals, 6.5 is the total.
I'm going to take Liberatore. I don't like what I've been seeing lately. Skiing's too busy. I'm surprised he wasn't at the Met Gala last night.
Surprised he wasn't at the Met Gala either. Blue Jays are in Anaheim. The Angels have been getting hammered recently. They'll have Tyler Anderson tonight. He's been okay. Jose Urena for Toronto, -115 for the Jays. 8.5 is the total tonight.
I have a sore Urena, but I'm going Anderson. I always bet on Anderson when he's pitching for the Halos.
For the Halos. Mets and the Diamondbacks again in the desert. David Peterson and Zach Gallen of Milk tonight. Gallon of Milk beat him last week at City. -115, -105 for the Mets at a 9.5.
God, I'm going to take Gallon of Milk to even up that series tonight in the desert, and it's dangerous. Peterson's been good.
Let me tell you, that's a fishy total for those two guys pitching. That is bizarre. 9.5 for Peterson and Gallen. That screams somebody's getting rocked tonight. One of them is going to get beat up. And Seattle is in Sacramento against the A's. Emerson Hancock, that's Herbie Hancock, against Jeffrey Springs. -120 for the A's. Even money for Seattle. And a 10.5. The wind's blowing out to left field in Sacramento tonight.
Springs water and the A's and the over. Hello.
Got to have a little Springs water here and there to get things done. How about some long balls for tonight? Can we go a little tater time this evening? I just mentioned the wind's blowing out heavy to left field. Big 10.5 total in Sacramento. What does that mean? It's Rooker time, man. Let's go. +3 bills for Brent Rooker tonight against Emerson. Don't call me Herbie Hancock. How about Bryce Harper on a really good hitting night in Tampa down at Steinbrenner Field? +420 for Harp. Now, the Wood Doctor, I was in for this first game, and I'm going to tell you right now, I like him against Lively in the second game tonight in D.C. We're going to the Wood Doctor again. Adolis Garcia +450 at Fenway. He's got some pretty decent numbers off of Lucas Giolito, who gives up homers anyway. Max Muncy homered off of Quantrill last week. Max Muncy will homer off of Quantrill again. +480 for Max Muncy tonight. And yes, the big bomb is Connor Norby for the Marlins tonight. We know Stowers, we know Relief, all these guys. Connor Norby at +680 to jack one out for the Fish off of Tony Gonsolin. Rooker, Harper, Wood, Garcia, Muncy, and Norby. Little Tuesday night. Dinger Tuesday is what it is.
I mean,
it's Dinger Tuesday.
I don't know what's bigger, Dinger Tuesdays, Taco Tuesdays. I mean, it is just fantastic. Yeah. And you're telling me the wind's blowing out there. That is going to be a crazy game tonight in West Sacktown. Yeah. And how about those 20-win A's and the price you told us about for them to make the playoffs at over 4-1? I'm in on that, too. We're rooting for them all summer long. A steamy.
Why not?
It's a hot summer.
knows how to show love to our everyday heroes. So if you're a first responder, you are in for some perks. Lots of hotels and casino offer big discounts to any first responders who can show valid work or volunteer ID. So treat yourself to a discounted stay. You deserve it. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
Second game of doubleheader. We don't know exactly who's going to be in the lineup, and maybe you get an extended game number one, which means tired bullpens and closers used up, which aren't available for game number two, and maybe finding some extra shots here. But I do think the pitching matchup more susceptible, Tom, to runs here.
This is part of what we look at. Like I said, I don't expect both teams to win. So we have a pitcher who may not be sustainable at 28.6, but he's playing well right now.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
If you're going to trade Durant, right, it means things are getting weird anyway. Teams are going to, before they go for Durant, they're going to go for Devin Booker. That's just the reality of it.
You get rid of Durant, or do you do the crazy one? Because you're so far out of the West, do you get rid of Booker? Because D-Book will bring you far more in a return.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
Rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple 15.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Everybody loves leftovers.
Everybody does love leftovers. Let's see what we have this evening. The Patriots will induct Julian Edelman into their Hall of Fame. He'll be the 37th member. Man, 37. I mean, it's got to be like 95% from the 37. It's got to be like 90% of them are from the dynasty teams from like 2000 to 2020, right? Well, you get another one right there. Now, Stephon Diggs, of course, will be the newest member of the Patriots as he recovers from his torn ACL from last year. Now, there was a lot of fashion at this Met Gala last night. You sent a few of these guys, but there was really only one that stood above the rest when it came to what they were wearing, and it had to be Stephon Diggs. There it is, his fit for the Met Gala last night.
What is happening there?
I'm not sure, but...
Is that a curtain?
That's what it is. That is what it is. What it is, and that's that. So that it could be a curtain.
I get it. Everyone was there. Burrow was there. Chase. Everyone was there. Athletes, because they got all this money and they wear funky clothes. But I never thought I'd see the day. I really didn't. That like ESPN would literally send someone to cover the Met Gala. I have seen it all. I mean, what is next? I mean, honestly, I don't know what to say. That is, fashion is fantastic. It's great. The catwalk. I'm too sexy for this shirt, the whole deal. But I've never thought I'd see the day that they would actually cover it as a sporting event. That's embarrassing.
It's complete nonsense.
That's all there is.
Of course, the Florida Gators won the national championship at the Final Four this year. That means Todd Golden, their head coach, gets a new deal, 6 years extension worth $40.5 million. I gotta tell you, for a young coach who's already won a title, that almost feels light. 6 years. At $40.5
he's doing great.
million.
One day he's a pervert, the next day he's got 40 mil. I mean, they were going to fire his ass for being a freak.
That's probably something that factored in to what I feel like is kind of a low-end deal that he got. New money for the Big 12 commissioner, Brett Yormark. He gets a 3-year extension through 2030. He will still be in charge of the Big 12. He's done a good job for that conference. He's added like 600 teams.
He's good at everything he does, that guy, in sports.
Yep, he's sharp, and he'll be there for a while. Clemson and Notre Dame announced a 12-year scheduling agreement, which will begin in 2027. They'll play every year, home and home, for 12 years straight. Love it. Let's go. Clemson and the Irish, baby. I mean, might as well. Let's fly.
I think it's got some stones. You know, we're going to play you in Death Valley. You're going to come to South Bend, and we're going to do it for 12 years. That is, you know, having stones.
And they've played a lot of really fun games over the past 10 years just from that ACC. They played like once every 2 or 3 years, and they've played some classic games. Let's go. We'll do it every year.
That's how you get respect. Play tough teams in their house, and then they come to yours. All right, Ferrall finished. Second suspect charged with the murder and the death of the Super Bowl reporter. Remember that guy, Aiden Manzano, that got killed in New Orleans? That chick drugged him? There was a guy in on it with her. So they arrested him now. South Carolina man hid in his ex-girlfriend's shower, and then, just for fun, he knifed her in the skull with a butcher knife, and he said he did it to lighten the mood. What is happening here? I mean to tell you. Suspected car thief hurls a live grenade at the California Popo during a wild chase on the freeway. It's one thing, I've seen a lot of chases in LA. I haven't seen someone throw a grenade at one of those police chases. A bear suspected of fatally mauling an 89-year-old guy, and it ate his dog on the man's property. I saw that story yesterday. A bear mauling a guy to death and eating his dog. That is fantastic. Horrible for the family, though. A naked man was high on meth. He broke into the Mormon church. Isn't that just a norm? No, that's not normal. No? Okay. High school teacher allegedly had regular drugged up sex with teen students in her parents' home. She was running a brothel at mommy's house and drugging up everybody and having sex. What is happening here? Front Office Sports Today is next, then GTD, then In-Game Live, then Sports Rage. Get the Ferrall app. Search Ferrall. You'll find it. You'll love it. See you tomorrow at 3 on Coast to Coast.
Your college performance does not relate to the National Football League. It never does.
They played side by side with each other, and he wasn't as good as Quinn Ewers. That's an issue. That's a major issue.
It wasn't that it wasn't as good as Quinn Ewers.
Ever got to Texas.
It wasn't that it wasn't as good as Quinn Ewers. It was Quinn Ewers' program, which Steve Sarkisian made very clear the entirety of the time that Arch Manning was in Austin. So for you to argue that because Ewers is a 7th-round pick, Arch Manning is not that good and not deserving of being first overall is asinine. It is wrong. It is incorrect.
He's going to be number 1 overall. My whole thing was I'm buying
you're doing your thing now where you double down on a take that is incorrect.
The best quarterback prospect to ever hit college football can't play.
He's
over
not
a 7th-round
There were two perfectly rated quarterback recruits in the history of the sport.
Quinn Ewers couldn't even play at Ohio State. He couldn't even play at Ohio State.
Quinn Ewers. Go look it up.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.